There's no job like your first job. Find out how the brightest minds in HR, talent, and recruiting got their start. This is My First Job, hosted by Mike Wood, only on the Purple Acorn Network.
Welcome everybody to another edition of My First Job, semi-live from Transform in Vegas. I'm your host, Mike Wood. It's been a wonderful couple days here, and we're meeting some really cool people, and one of these cool people I met at the bar last night. This is Ben Hanna. Ben, where are you from?
Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay, what's your company?
Custom Camps. We do play-based corporate team building retreats.
Love it. Now, yeah. Ben, what was your first job?
My first job was making ice cream at a local ice cream shop when I was 14. And then that stayed with there for a little while till I was old enough to get my own car and start driving to other places.
Cool.
And went from there.
Did you end up having like one giant arm from all the scooping? And
I just ended up sticky and smelling like ice cream all the time from that one there. But it was a lot of fun. You know, got to meet a lot of people in the local community, and I was the youngest person there, and I helped open the shop when it first opened, helped the owner move stuff in. Everybody was older than me, but you know, eventually I was managing people who are older than me, and that was like a very weird experience. Once I was 16 and they were like 18. So I wasn't popular at the job. So.
Well, sometimes managers don't need to be popular.
Yeah.
They need to get stuff done.
Yeah.
All right, so how did you get started in like the corporate world, or like where'd you go after?
Yeah, after college, I went and took some time and traveled around Southeast Asia, Nepal, South Korea for a while. And while I was there, I met up with a group called couchsurfing.com, which was like pre-Airbnb hospitality exchange group, and ended up joining up with them and spent the summer in Alaska. And then we moved to San Francisco, and over the next 5 years, opened up collective offices all over the world. And so lived and worked with them in Istanbul, Costa Rica, New Zealand, Mexico, Italy. And then we raised venture funding and settled in San Francisco, and I was there till like 2012. And then spun out into tech with that, did a couple startups, founded a couple of them, exited some, and then realized I was spending way too much time behind a computer.
Yep.
And created a company that take people away from the computer and out into nature, and that became Custom Camps, which is summer camp for adults.
Sounds awesome. Now, where do you operate currently?
We're nationwide.
Nice.
West Coast hub in Oakland, East Coast hub in New York and Asheville, because I'm in Asheville right now, but makes it easy. But you know, we operate anywhere the companies are. Right now the focus is California, Texas, New York, starting to be more Florida, just kind of where tech companies establish footholds.
Now, are these camps overnight?
Is that weird? We do in-office programming. We do day off-sites, like field days, team picnics, and then we do all-inclusive overnight retreats. And those are like 3 days, 2 nights in redwood forests or beachside resorts or mountain lodges.
I'd much rather do that than go to like a sales kickoff and some...
We do sales kickoffs at them as well, but it's like sales kickoff with the Jumbotron screen and then a campfire afterwards.
Yeah, like I can't tell you, like, so I'm a nature guy. I love hiking. You can't really tell by my body type, but I do like getting outside, and I have a fire pit, and I love just sitting out there.
Yeah.
No one's bothering me. Just sitting out there with my dog and maybe a bourbon. And
we try to create we're at this huge conference right now, and it is very focused on extroverts. And so we try to create a space for introverts and extroverts because everybody's team has a mixture of the two. And we do a lot of craft-based activities or interest-based programming where if you want to learn yoga, you can do that. If you want to go do archery, you can go do that. But if you want to just read a book in a hammock, that is also something we create space for people to do.
Nice.
And then afterwards, people have kind of a shared experience, and they're like, "Oh, did you see so-and-so?" And they're like, "I totally missed that." And there's conversation that's facilitated after the fact.
So how many employees do you have?
Full-time, we're like 5 people, but depending on the events, we're up to 70 for like a 1,400 person event.
So how are
70
you hiring
staff
people?
On site. So we have a lot of long-standing relationships with people in the camp industry, the education industry, arts, like artists and craftsmen who come in and teach pottery, or who come in and teach leather making or coffee roasting and these types of things. So we tap them for the individual events. And then our production crew, we just got the same crew we've been working with that's come out of the film industry a lot of the time, and we're able to pull from kind of all those backgrounds.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's like, so I'm a Boy Scout. I grew up going to scout camp overnight, and you end up learning things that, you get a chance to try a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
I made the world's worst basket, but I also learned sailboating.
Yeah.
Cooking. Yeah, I learned cooking from the scouts too. And
We bring stuff like falconry experiences in.
falconry experiences.
We do stargazing at night with telescopes, and you can learn about the constellations if you've never done that before. Yeah, just anything. We do tea service, learn all about teas. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we kind of customize it on a per team basis, what people are looking for and what the demographic of their team is.
So you probably work with a lot of young people. Are they discouraged at the market, you think, in hiring, or, because I don't think it's ever been harder than it is right now to get hired right out of school.
Yeah, I would say they're nervous, but stringing together whatever gigs they can to make it work is kind of the MO that I'm seeing a lot of people trying to do right now. We are not a tech company. We're tech enabled. We use AI in our product to answer questions and build up templates and proposals. But for having been in tech previously, and I code and I can code with AI right now. It's always something I'm dabbling with. I definitely see the shift that's coming on the horizon right now and how it's going to affect people, which is why what we do feels that much more important, because AI is not going to replace in-person experiential learning and in-person activities with coworkers. We're here at this conference and we see a lot of platforms that are employee engagement and feedback, and it's like clicking like on social status posts.
Yep.
And we're like, cool.
Awesome.
How about you come out into the woods and sing around a campfire and have live music and, really have a good time.
It sounds awesome. Well, I love your company.
Yeah. And it's not all the camp experience. It's also, a room to yourself in a luxury resort on the beachfront in Monterey, California.
Glamping.
Or, whatever you'd like. But something for everybody.
Oh, I love it. One of these days I'm just going to live off the grid, go live in a cabin in Vermont.
I think everybody's going to try to get there at some point.
So anyway, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
How can people find you online?
Customcamps.com. That's where we are.
Customcamps.com.